Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me today on my video chat here, live from my terrace in Marbella. Well, be technical, I suppose, Benahavis, above San Pedro, Marbella. Anyway, let's get on with it. Today is a political chat and it's my views of what's happening in Syria and the Middle East today. But I want to go back to the October the 7th. I hear people saying yet again, but there's one point that never seems to be clarified in any of these chat shows, even Piers Morgan's. We all know on October the 7th that 1,500 or 2,000 terrorists, called themselves Hamas, infiltrated Israel. They slaughtered, there was a party in the desert of 250 youngsters. They slaughtered them all, grabbed a few of the young girls, raped them, and then shot them in the back. We all know that. It was filmed. It's on video. They shot their video. We also know they went to the kibbutz and killed so many. They took hostages, a baby, a 1-year-old, an old woman in her 80s or 90s. They took them all hostages, over 260 of them. We all know that. There's one thing that never seems to be discussed, and I think it's a very important point. What were Hamas thinking? Because they were planning this over a couple of years, I believe. What was their purpose? What were they hoping to achieve? That Israel would say, oh, here, come and you can have what you want. They knew that wasn't going to happen. What they did know, and what the world knew, is that Israel would retaliate in an extremely heavy way after losing over 1,500 of their people. They're not going to go in there and maybe kill a few Hamas people. No, they're going to go in a big way and hunt this scum out of Gaza. They knew that. So why did they do it? What was their purpose? Well, I think I know what their purpose is, and it never seems to be discussed. As you know, and I've just said, that Israel were going to retaliate to the slaughter of 1,500 of their citizens, innocent citizens, not military, innocent citizens. That's called genocide, by the way. People get very confused of what exactly genocide. When you set out to kill just civilians and not army or military, that's called genocide. Look it up. Anyway, but they knew that Israel would retaliate. They knew that we would retaliate in a huge way, never seen before. The question, sit down, Mr. Hamas, talk to me. The question is, why did you not allow the people, the very people you were ruling over and protecting, why didn't you allow at least the women and children to shelter in your tunnels deep under Gaza? Why? What was the reason that you barred them from using them? Thousands and thousands could be alive today if you allowed them to at least shelter in your tunnels. Why didn't you allow it? I think I know. The purpose of this attack and the retaliation was to get the world to turn against Israel and support you and your terrorist organization. How did you do that? I've told you. You stopped the women and children at least going into your tunnels, leaving them all exposed to the bombing, shooting and killing. They needed to hold up the Hamas babies, saying, look what Israel has done. Look what Israel has done. And within days after October the 13th, when the world was sympathetic towards Israel, it totally switched around and started showing support to Hamas, to you. Your plan worked. Congratulations. Your plan worked. Let's move over to today. What's happening now? Hezbollah, as you know, are all but destroyed. Hamas, I don't know. What is your point, Mr. Hamas? What is your point? What are you proving now? The only thing you're achieving every time you attack Israel and send a rocket in now is more death of your own people. What? Get out of Gaza. You know this free Palestine nonsense. Free Gaza from Hamas. If you love the people of Palestine, get rid of the terrorists out of the country. They are responsible for what's happening. They're not protecting their people. Free Gaza from Hamas. Okay, so Hezbollah are gone, Hamas are weak, whatever, they're all but finished. Now, Iran. Iran was the snake that fed all these terrorist organizations. They wanted and supported terror. Well, Mr. Iran, in the letter I wrote to Ali Husseini Khamenei, the Ayatollah, the Mullah, the head of Iran, you've lost. What have you gained? Sit down here, Ali. Tell me, what have you gained? What? Tell me, what have you gained? You've gained, I tell you what, sanctions, plenty of them. The proxies that you've supported have all but failed. What has the billions you poured in this country gained? Well, I'll tell you, beautiful homes for the leaders of Hamas in Kuwait or Qatar or wherever they are hiding out. That's your money. Private jets, beautiful cars, yachts. Why are you supporting, Ali, tell me, you and me, why are you supporting terror? What is your end goal? You're not going to get it now. Put your hands up. Here's a little tip. Come here, closer to me here. The people of Iran have just watched the people of Syria uprise and get rid of the murderous Assad, the President Assad, running like a coward out of the country to hide in Russia in luxury. What are you hoping to achieve? Let me tell you, Mr. Ali, I want to give you a tip. Pack your bags. Iran is going to uprise and you're gone. So get out before it gets too rough for you. Get out, because honestly, the Iranians are not going to take any. Look, Iran is such a beautiful country with beautiful people. Iranians, honestly, are the most wonderful people. I pray and hope they get their country back the way it was and rid of you stupid, ridiculous murderers and terrorists. That's what I hope. Saying that, just going back to the hostages that are being held, did you know, while you're listening to this, that a hostage, Emily Damari, is English? Did you know that? She's one of the hostages. Emily Damari is English. Tell me something, England. Those of you, I'm speaking to you direct, who've been out on the streets spreading hatred in your demonstrations and your thousands of marches against Israel. Go tomorrow. Go this weekend with placards say, "Free Emily. Free Emily." Screw this free Palestinian. Emily is one of your own people. And she's been held hostage. And the same message to you Americans demonstrating the slaughter of Jews, the end of Israel. Stand up for your own people. A lot of these hostages have been held are Americans. Show them you love them and support them. What's going on in Syria today? We all know he's gone. Do you know Assad, just a little bit of history here. When Assad took over from his father, there was a peaceful demonstration he took over in 2020. 2011, there was a peaceful demonstration, a pro-democracy, very peaceful demonstration. Do you know his answer to that demonstration? Pro-democracy. He slaughtered 500,000 of his own people. 12 million fled the country. This is a man who's meant to be protecting his own people. There are thousands and thousands and thousands in prisons. Have you seen the reports of the prisons? The torture they're doing, hanging men up, beating them, and then killing them, putting a knife into the stomach. Have you seen the crushing machine, steel machine? They put someone in and then it slowly closes and crushes you to death. In 1 week, they hung 12,000 people. This man is, a Hitler pretender, if you want. Thank God he's gone. We all knew this was going on, but did nothing about it. But he's gone now. Of course, he's been run out of town by a terrorist organisation. If I could only pronounce their name, let me try. Hayati Tahrir al-Sham. Or it's easier, HTS. Now, thankfully, and the world again needs to thank this, that America and Israel have done thousands of bombing sorties in the last 2 days. Thousands. Bombing military and arms depots where they're housing. Could you imagine what Assad had? They had chemical weapons. He had rockets by the millions. He's had the most advanced warfare machinery. And Israel are in there with America now, while we speak, bombing. They're doing it because they don't want these arms to get into the hands of terrorists. Nor do you in England, nor do you in America, nor do you in France, nor do you in Germany. You don't want these terrorists to get their hands. Listen, I hope for peace in Syria, for the people of Syria. But all these people they're letting out of prison, many of them not guilty of any crime at all. But there's a lot of ISIS, there's a lot of terrorists in those jails, in those prisons, and they're being freed. So the world need to watch out. But thankfully, Israel and America are standing up against them. Anyway, as we know, the Syrian army, the military collapsed as well. So the only people in charge and running the country now are terrorists, a terrorist organization. But I hope they're terrorists for peace. If I could pray for just one thing, like everyone else in the world today, is a change in the Middle East. Let the peace prevail. Please God. Hatred has failed. You've gained nothing. Unfortunately, with Iran around, they fed billions of dollars. Think of the people of Gaza. Think of them. Think of them now. Billions of dollars poured into Gaza. What did the Gazanians, I hope I pronounced that right, or the Palestinians, what did they get out of it? Tunnels, military hardware, war, murder, destruction. What did Hamas get out of it? The leaders' luxury. In homes way, way off from Gaza. So please, let peace prevail. Thanks for joining me in my little chat today. Okay, I know it's a little harsh, but we might have a fun one the next time I come up. Have a wonderful evening. And stay safe. That's the big one.